Hello and welcome. Today we are working on the letter N. N as in Nancy. N as in Nicholas. N as in Ned. All sorts of names begin with the letter N. So we're going to do this with pencil, with a waterproof pen, and then with watercolors. So we're going to start with the pencil. Pencil and eraser. So N has two pillars on either side and then a slope in the middle. So we start with the two pillars. You always want to leave space on all four sides of your watercolor to handle where the mat is going to go. Watercolors in general should be matted when they are framed to keep the surface of the watercolor paper from touching the glass, because otherwise you can run into all sorts of problems with it sticking or condensation or so on. So in general with watercolors, and really with all art, you want to make sure that your important parts of your image leave a space on all four sides so that when you mat it, you do not lose them under the mat. Alright, so we've got the two pillars. Now to make the crossbar. Question is, what kind of a style do I want to do here? Like that. Maybe get that more curled like that. And have that be more curled like that. Yeah, I think so. Just erase out the structural parts we don't need anymore. I always recommend having an external good eraser. The ones that come on pencils for some reason just tend to be bad. So it's good to have a nice eraser. Alright, so let's add the leather one over here. Alright, we've got a base N. What do we want to do to this N? Well, we could do our flowers. I enjoy flowers. Let's make them nice round portholes. You go through. Alright, so we could go this way, no, this way, this way. Yeah, that would work better. Alright, so we will have it come up from in the spiral. Alright, so then we'll have this come up. Add some leaves. I suppose we could put a little curl in here. I could put a butterfly in the middle. Okie doke. So once you've got your pencil part of the drawing done, you move on to the pen and ink. Whatever pen you choose, just make sure that it is waterproof, because we're going to be doing watery things to this after we draw it. And you want to make sure it does not smear. So I use a Sakura jelly roll. You can use whatever one you want. Just make sure it is waterproof. Alright. Create the swoop up to here. Swoop up there. Working on the other half of the plant life. Feel free to post comments and ask with questions, or let me know what you're up to. Alright, so I think we've got the basics done. think I want to do something a little different. I've been doing lots of brown things today. So I think I'm going to do the N in red. We haven't done anything in red in a while. And let's do a different red. Let's do a rose. We haven't done a rose in a while. It's good to mix things up. Every once in a while you should try a color that you don't normally use. If you haven't done a 3-color challenge, then that is well worth trying, where you just randomly choose 3 colors out of your color set without even looking, without even considering if they go well together or not, and then see what you can make out of them. It's a lot of fun to do. And maybe the art that you create won't be your favorite art of all time, but it'll help you to think outside of the box and try new things, which is always good for you. It's good for your brain to get it thinking about things that it wouldn't normally try to figure out. Like this color here is not one that I would normally use. It is certainly a lovely color. Who knows, it could be in the future that it'll be absolutely perfect for some project, and I will think of it because I worked on this. Alrighty. It's good to get in the habit of moving your paper around so that you have the best angles for your way your hand is set up, so that you can most easily get into the nooks and crannies that you need to paint. It's good for the long-term health of your wrists to be gentle on them and not to stress them too much unnecessarily. One benefit of having your own palette is if you run out of a color, it's very easy just to add some more in from your tube. And if you decide you really don't like a certain color, then you just stop using that color and put something else into its spot. So you have complete control, and you make the setup as perfect and easy as you wish. Looks like this rose has a tendency to make dark spots, so I'm going to have to go over it all once more to try to even the color out, which is fine. Watercolor is often about layers, about putting on layers until you get the right look that you're after. Just work my way up to the spot over here. Add in another layer. There we go. You could find that different colors behave differently even if they come from the same brand, because sometimes the nature of the pigments used make one of them stain a little differently or flow a little differently, and that's all part of getting used to the colors that you choose to work with and how they behave. Hope you are all having a lovely afternoon. Good that you're making some time for creativity. There we go. Alright, we're going to have some green for the leaves. I think I'm going to go with, can't even see past my own things over here to see what the name of this green is. Oh, there's something exactly blocking the color name for this one. That's alright. Alright, so I got the green leaves in. Now I want to start putting the petals in, so I have to choose a color for the petals. So we've got rose, we've got green. Well, we could go with the violet. Now we want to try to put these petals in separately in layers so that they dry distinctly instead of just turning into a giant block of color. Add a little blossom over here. And just have to be careful not to put my finger down into the rose just like I did. A little blossom over there. Maybe a little bud down there. A little bud in. Let's make the butterfly purple too. think I got the butterfly. Those top petals seem like they actually dried pretty quickly. I might be able to put in a second layer. I will add in this shinier pink just to give the petals a little extra dimension. Alright. I keep doing that. I have to be careful about where I put my palm down to give my wrist support. Okay. While that is drying, we want to put something in the holes. We want to make sure that the pink on the outside of the holes is mostly dry so they don't have the stuff that's in the holes go spreading all through the rest of the letter N. So let's try taking this rose that we've been working with and mixing it in here, which has got a little bit of gray, to make a grayer rose. This is the benefit of keeping all this other stuff around, because all that paint is perfectly good and can be used for purposes like this. Okie dokie. Trying to be careful not to get my new paint to flow out into the area of the rose. Trying not to get my palm of my hand into wet paint so it spreads things. All right. Alrighty, now. Alright, let's add a little more. These flowers up here. Okay. I am reasonably pleased with that. So let me know if you have any questions about making a medieval initial capital style letter N.